Danielle Nash, I'm doing sports studies. On this project I was asked by a sport development programme to interview their 5 premier partners to find out what monitoring and evaluation they were doing in order to prove their impact, because they're trying to focus on using sport and mainly football to teach kids about AIDS, HIV, but because the impacts that they have aren't necessarily things that you can see, they're quite difficult to prove, like self-efficacy. So it was using the ways that they're already doing to try and find out if this was going to be relevant information to use as evidence for funders and whatnot. Was the basis of it all? The main findings was that actually the stuff that they've been doing in the past hasn't been working, and there's been a lot of stuff that they were doing that they've coming across big difficulties with, mainly because it's all volunteer coaches and stuff that they're working with, so getting the information from people was really difficult. But they're all either already using online systems or working towards an online system, which has cut back majorly on the time that they need to ask from people, and so it's all done for them. And so also for the organisation I was working with, it's easy for them to pick out the bits that they need and the only bits that the monitoring evaluation that is relevant to them. But it's a slow process and they're not quite all at the same level, but once they're all at the same level it should be good impact on the rest of the sport development world. I've taken away, I personally want to be a teacher, and it was nice to see the different impacts of a different kind of education has and being able to use sport in that context. So it was nice for me to see the impact or different ways that you can really use sport to target things that people wouldn't ever think would be efficient, like teaching someone about HIV and AIDS. I'm pretty sure most people would think that that's impossible, that you couldn't use sport for that. But I think it was really nice to have that first-hand proof and to be able to see that in action. It was good. I think so, yeah, definitely. I've also had experience on the other side of things, being a coach, doing this kind of thing as well. So it's nice to see the actual impact that has and be able to pan out what effect that has for the organisation, the work that they do, and working with the kids. I don't know, sometimes if you're just working with people you don't see the impact that has, and then when it's written down on paper, that was really nice to see the total difference that they made. Definitely go for it. I think I didn't know the things I would get out of the project. I was a bit unsure, but after being on the project I'd definitely say to anyone to go for it, and you get things out of it that you wouldn't imagine and you wouldn't have realised. Going to South Africa for 2 months and all the things entailed with that, it was brilliant.